from our university's Backstage Story. I'm here interviewing Loup. Will you all introduce yourselves and say what you do in the band?
I'm Sam, and I sing and play banjo.
My name's Christian, and I play the piccolo.
My name's Ravi, and I hit drums.
And who are the members that aren't here right now?
Mike, who is guitar player and xylophonist, not here. Dan plays bass, and what else?
Jim's not here. Jim's not here at all.
Jim's not here.
We didn't forget.
One of our guitarists is not even here tonight. He's at the wedding.
We're down a man.
Yeah. And so, yeah, right now there are 3 people.
Okay, sorry. So Loup means Loup in French. How did you choose that name for your band?
It was kind of arbitrary. I think we were joking around at one point. It was at the point at which there were a bunch of wolf-themed bands out there. And we were kind of joking about this inflow of wolfy indie bands. And we were thinking, well, how can we make ourselves even more pretentious and indie? We're like, oh, say French. And so we kind of chose it that way. Sorry, I wasn't speaking into the mic.
It's louder.
And louder.
Yeah.
Okay. But we ended up keeping it because I just like the way it sounds. French is a very musical language. I think it's nice kind of open sound.
And you managed to make Loup very much a central theme of your album. So, did you do that on purpose, or did you write the songs after you chose the name of the band?
I hadn't really chosen a name when I started writing the songs because they were basically just, I would have written the songs anyway, whether there was an album or not. And so once I got enough songs together and started, thinking that maybe I'd want to make a band out of it, that's when we kind of went back and named a few of the songs.
So many people have trouble classifying your bands, classifying the music. What words would you use to describe your music?
Words to describe pancakes?
Chocolate chips, definitely. We do a lot of chocolate chips. That's it.
Falafel.
We're a very food-oriented band.
I don't know, I'm really hungry.
Are you guys as hungry as I am?
All I want to do is there's a kind of sound on the album, and there's a sound that we're kind of striving for these days. And I think that the easiest way to try to kind of marry those two sounds is to say that on one hand we're interested in the kind of roots music to some degree. Sam plays the banjo. We have a lot of kind of acoustic songs. And we're really fascinated by the kind of early American music to some degree, but we're also interested in kind of new technology and the way that reshapes music. And so we have a sampler on stage. We try and marry those two to some degree. I don't know what you call that exactly, but that's true for the album, and it's true for what we're doing now. And they're both different in a lot of ways, but I think that's one thing that carries through.
Who in particular would you say your greatest influences are?
We used to those 10.
I was gonna say pancakes again. It depends, because when we were making the album, it might have been different than now, where your influences change constantly as kind of new music comes out, or it's you hear some old music that you never heard before. But I think constants. I think everybody says it these days, but Animal Collective is a huge influence. Brian Wilson, right, and Analytics. I don't know. Who else? What do you guys like?
I've known Sam since he was 13, so I have to say that he has this experimental code, more than his code probably. And that may be where some of the kind of interest in roots music comes from. That's definitely a big band.
I'm trying to on drums, I'm trying to bring a little bit more of a lighter kind of jazzy influence these days. So just the old jazz guys, Elvin Jones, Tony Williams, the greats.
Have a chance to meet any of the bands or artists that you admire?
Yeah. I've heard that same place. I mean, we've done a lot of touring in the last year. Andrew Bird, yeah, like, but you know, a bunch of the bands we toured with, you know, a whole bunch of bands we played with, you know, at any given point, we admire hugely. Yeah, like, we played with a band, of course, at one time. It was really great to meet them. Super nice guys. Ruby Sons we toured with for an extended period of time. They're really, really sweet. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and we just met the folks from Stereo last night, and I mean, maybe it's too early to tell, but they seem to be really, really nice people.
Oh, and I can't really so much say that I met him, but I did kind of run into Bradford Cox in the hallway, which was nice.
That was him, bro.
I'm like so nervous now because I know that he's like in the building.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah.
So I heard that the story of how you got together is very unusual. Can you tell us the story?
Yeah, Craigslist. It's, I mean, by the time I was thinking of bringing a band together, I didn't really have the money to advertise any other way. I mean, I thought about flyers and kind of going that route. I didn't know anybody in town because I just moved to DC, so I didn't have any fallbacks in terms of, you know, musicians I knew from before. Christian and I were obviously collaborating throughout making the songs, but he was at Rice at the time, in Houston. So we couldn't do anything live at that point. So, you know, I just kind of posted something on Craigslist saying any and all influences or musicians welcome. You know,
And when you think about it, I mean, you were incredibly lucky. Like, you found
Yeah.
like a really, I think, incredible group of musicians.
yeah, I mean that's yeah. I mean
It's true, man. It's crazy.
it's pretty astounding. Yeah, finding you know that you know a certain caliber from Craigslist. You're right. So yeah, I mean we all came together pretty quickly. Dan and Robbie, Dan who's the bassist and Robbie didn't come until maybe
The last two months.
Yeah, they came like 2 months after we kind of got the rest of the band together, something like that.
And we're childhood.
Oh, and here's Dan. Hey, Dan.
Say
Hi.
You're on camera.
You
Did you have a question? We were just talking about us.
Dirty
And
one.
you. Yeah, I do have dirty. I'll sit down. I just grab a beer. Don't mind me. Sit down.
So you recently lost Cole, right? And May.
Yeah.
Do you plan on replacing him?
I mean, no, because he can't like replace people. Like, it's kind of a loaded question. You can't replace them because they were such sweet people.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they added their own sound to the band. I have no idea. In short, it's not a very interesting answer. But if we see the need to find some other sound, you know, in the live show that we can't pull off right now, then certainly work again. We're gonna try it as you know a bit smaller, you know.